Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Noodle Journey. My plan for this episode was to go back to my pantry and pick something from my massive backlog of Korean and Japanese instant noodles, but I happened to spot this pack of Momofuku Spicy Soy noodles somewhat recently at my local Target and thought it was worth checking out. I'm actually really excited to try these due to their pedigree. Momofuku is a somewhat famous brand of Asian American restaurants run by celebrity chef David Chang. I hope to visit one someday, but pandemic. The very first Momofuku restaurant in New York was actually a noodle bar, so it logically follows that these should be some bitchin' instant noodles. You might also be familiar with their jars of chili crisp, which I have gotten hundreds of Facebook ads for, but have not yet tried because it's pretty pricey. Maybe soon I'll cave and buy a jar. Anyway, after the pandemic started impacting his restaurants, David Chang announced that he was pivoting some of his business model into the instant noodle game, and he came out with this. There are 3 varieties: soy and scallion, tingly chili, and this one, spicy soy. This was the only variety at my local Target, and appears to be the only one of the 3 sold in Target stores at all. Looks like a mail order may be in my future if I want to try the others. We'll see. You're probably thinking that this bag of noodles isn't exactly eye-catching for being a high-profile brand. Unfortunately, I tossed the original packaging in the trash, so I don't have it here. But this came as a 5-pack in a much prettier red bag for, I think, around $8 or $10. So we're not exactly at my favorite 99-cent per pack price point, but still below the more expensive stuff. Let's open this up and see what we've got. According to the packaging and the internet, these are air-dried, never-fried Taiwanese noodles, and as you can see, they are nice and wavy. It's not the biggest portion, but it's also not the pittance you'd see in a pack of Mike's either. There's also a single sauce packet to mix in after the noodles are cooked and drained. That's right, no soup this time. It's worth mentioning that the sodium for this package is 1,300 milligrams, or 57% of your FDA recommended daily value. That's actually pretty good for a package of instant noodles. A lot of stuff I'm planning to review trends well over 80%. Time to get cooking. Boil enough water to reasonably cover the noodles. Cook for 3 minutes. Drain, and stir in the sauce packet before eating. So right off the bat, I smell soy, predominantly, some chili and sesame. And unsurprisingly, that's pretty much all that's listed in the sauce ingredients. Let's talk about the flavor first. For all of my hopefulness about a Momofuku product, this is underwhelming. It's not that it tastes bad, but it's literally just soy sauce, chili oil, and sesame oil. That's it. It's not particularly complex, and it's something I could easily make at home with very little effort. It's got a decent spice to it, not crazy hot, but it still gets your attention. A solid 4 out of 10 on the spice scale to my taste buds. Now that I've complained about the sauce, here's the twist. These noodles are amazing. They have a ridiculously good chewy texture with a nice alkaline taste. I hate using the term mouthfeel because it sounds pretentious as hell, but I have no other ways to describe this experience than to say it has an amazingly satisfying mouthfeel. I would use these noodles as a base for anything that requires noodles. The noodles get a 10 out of 10 from me. So what does that mean for an overall score? An unremarkable sauce coupled with some incredible noodles. This is a tough one. I always say that my goal with this channel is to review a package of noodles as is before we start talking about add-ons or hacks. I believe that an already good instant noodle product is the one that's worth your time to spruce up rather than putting a tuxedo on a turd. Being a good standalone product is important if you're just looking for a super quick meal and don't have a lot of prep time or access to any mix-ins. With that in mind, I'm going to say that as a standalone product, and despite how awesome the noodles themselves are, this is just a 5 out of 10 for me. If the sauce it came with was more compelling, this would have been a slam dunk. However, I'm going to put a little asterisk next to this score to say that if you have the time or inclination to elevate this using ingredients beyond what's in the package, it's very much worth your time to do so because these noodles are legit. At the time of this recording, Momofuku's website is sold out of all varieties. If I can track one or both of the other varieties down, I will plan to record reviews of them as well to see if those sauces fare any better than this. I especially want to see how the tingly chili noodles compare because they are actually different noodles than these. That's all for now on Momofuku noodles. Do you share my amazement at the texture of these noodles, or is there something even better out there? Leave a comment below. And as always, please like and subscribe to continue on this noodle journey with me.